Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So HBO released a trailer for a bunch of its stuff, including some new footage from Game of Thrones Season 6. So I'm just going to use it as a good opportunity to talk about the Boltons. So I'm going to play the trailer, see if you can spot the new stuff, then we're going to break it down.
Hello?
Why are you here? This place?
There's power in you. Do you feel it?
I've been afraid to use it, but I can't be afraid anymore.
I've been reborn, and I can see the future.
How about that, huh? Did you see that coming?
This year has been magical.
That was love.
Fun.
Danger.
Dragons.
Dragons?
It was 50 Shades of great.
My tastes are very singular.
Eat me.
Put it right up high.
You want to get out of here? We're going on a mission.
All the way back to the beginning of time.
This is your chance to build a better world.
To build something extraordinary. To be what you were always waiting to become.
The stakes in this game are insanely high.
For the first time in my life, I am on the right side of something.
Did not tell the whole truth.
I want to be as great as I possibly can be.
That's what makes me a champion.
New, fresh, exciting. That's what I want. We're making history here. We can do this!
I am with you every step of the way. This is my house!
It's amazing. It's great. It's incredible.
So in case you missed it, there's an image of Queen Cersei hugging Tommen. She has short hair, she could be wearing a wig, but I think the idea is that her hair is partially grown back. Lena Headey, freaking beautiful no matter what length her hair is. It's almost impossible to make her look ugly. Inside is a different matter. Queen Cersei, very ugly inside. But then we get a picture of Daenerys looking all disheveled, like messed up hair, also freaking beautiful, despite the fact that she got drugged through flame, almost stabbed to death, and flew halfway across the country. This looks like it's happening sometime recently after Cal Jacko's Khalasar picked her up at the end of Season 5. Then of course we have the man of the hour, Ramsay Bolton, leading his army. You can see the big Flayed Man banner flowing in the background. That's the real purpose of this video, to talk about Ramsay Bolton. Because right now he's sitting on top of the world. Sure, he lost Sansa, so he's super pissed about that, but he has this giant army at his back, so he probably feels invincible. Isn't that just when the rug gets pulled out from under you? Anytime it feels like things have gotten way too comfortable for a character, that's when shit goes down. There's been a bunch of reports from the set about scenes from like the finale from the last couple of episodes, so we actually have a pretty good idea for the end game for Season 6. But just because that's super spoilery, please use spoiler tags if you're going to talk about it in the comments. The question is what is Ramsay going to be doing before that? That's like 10 weeks away from the premiere. And because they're circling around to do some book stuff that they skipped over, like they're doing some Jaime stuff from book 4 that they skipped, they're doing some Ironborn stuff that they skipped from book 4 and 5, and it even looks like they're giving some Stannis stuff from Winds of Winter to another big character. But because they changed a bunch of things, I'm kind of wondering if Ramsay Bolton is going to have a version of the Brave Companion storyline, just reaving and raping his way across the north, just exerting the dominance of the Boltons. The problem is that they needed Sansa Stark to legitimize their claim. Roose Bolton was worried that the other Lords of the North wouldn't support their claim, even though the Crown appointed them Wardens of the North, without a Stark being in Winterfell, just because the North remembers. The North is a very insular community, despite being a very big landmass. So what are they going to do now that Sansa's gone? Maybe they'll circle back around and do some Jane Poole, fake Arya stuff from the books. Now, they changed a bunch of stuff for season 5. I know everybody complained about it. One of the biggest changes was that Sansa Stark ended up marrying Ramsay Bolton. In the books, Sansa stays in the Vale. In The Crown, wanting to maintain appearances and keep the peace, marries a fake Arya Stark to Ramsay Bolton. Now, the fake Arya Stark was Jane Poole, one of Sansa's friends from King's Landing. Now, she was on the show for a little while, but they've kind of done away with that character. She almost doesn't exist anymore. So Roose Bolton might try to trot out a fake Sansa Stark while they look for the real one, just to maintain the peace. Now, I know I said Ramsay Brave Companions, but if you've read the books, then you know the Brave Companions was actually Locke's group on the show. That was another minor change from the books. The Brave Companions were that group that cut Jaime's hand off. Vargo Hoat became the Locke character of the show, and then they changed him even more. In the books, the Brave Companions are mostly reaving and raping in and around Harrenhal, so they've already kind of done that in the show. They might bring that group back briefly for Brienne's storyline. It seems like they've kind of passed it by, though. But they might have Ramsay doing similar types of things in the north, just right around terrorizing the countryside. The interesting thing, though, is what is the whole point? What is Ramsay's goal in all this? It seems like they kind of dropped that in season 5. Like, he found out that he might be having a little brother that would have a stronger claim to Roose Bolton's title when he died. Now, Ramsay was legitimized, so he's a legitimate heir, but a trueborn son would have a much more legitimate claim in the eyes of the kingdom. So they got to deal with that too. So Ramsay's going to be a really busy guy. Like, he has to deal with the wildlings that are going to be in the gift. That's basically where all the wildlings went when they came through the wall. It was this area south of here that was given to them by Stannis. So eventually they're going to land on the Boltons' radar. Then you have Reek and Sansa, who are on the run. Then you have spoiler character that might be coming back to take some revenge. I just say spoiler term. I think we all know who we're talking about. But just in case you don't want to know about that, I'll say spoiler warning, and you could talk about it in the comments if you want. So if anything, I'd be really excited to see some rugs get pulled out from Ramsay. But let me know in the comments, what do you want to see Ramsay's character do in Season 6? He's one of the best villains that the show has had. I think he's a much better villain than Joffrey was, even though Joffrey was a much more spectacular villain. I think at a certain point, though, Joffrey became this petulant child. He became really annoying as a villain. So you're like, yeah, please die and go away. Do not come back. Ramsay's every bit as terrible, but I think the actor is just a lot better. So I think they tried to extend his stay in the narrative, make it much bigger than it was in the books. For all the things that Dan and Dave changed, usually when they find a really amazing actor, they will try to give him more scenes, even if they didn't exist in the books. So that's actually another good question. If they changed Ramsay's story even more from the books, what would you want them to change about Ramsay or the battle for Winterfell? Also, I should say, they just cast Small John Umber for the TV show, so just confirms that some Umber-related things are going to be happening in the North. I think what the show is going to do is it's going to change the books, and the Umbers will be the ones that have Rickon instead of another house. So Rickon might show up at the last hearth. Congratulations, though, to last week's giveaway winner, Sarah Ashley. You win a $20 Amazon gift card. Be sure to private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact info. Because this footage was kind of a surprise, I'm just going to push my Q&A video till a couple more days later, but I'm still starting a new round of the giveaway. So all you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video. Real simple. I am working on a new Star Wars video, so while you guys wait for that, if you haven't seen it, you can click here for the official Season 6 teaser, the Game of Thrones Season 6 teaser, and you can click here for all my Star Wars Episode 7 videos. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.